Hey guys, it's Kim Hesse here and welcome to the next episode of Event Ninja News, the place to get hints and tips for your next business event. Thank you so much for tuning in to what I think is a super exciting episode where I'm going to share with you one quick little hint to help you create PowerPoint presentations that will save you a bunch of stress on site at the event, and it's also going to save you a lot of time. Because as event managers, I'm sure you get this, that time on site before the doors open at an event, it seems to go at like 10 or 20 times the speed of normal time, and you're always thinking that you're going to run out of time before those guests arrive. So this tip will help you a heap when you're at your event planning for those doors to open. So what is it? When you're creating a PowerPoint presentation, maybe you're creating a presentation for yourself, maybe you're presenting at an event, maybe you're creating a presentation for your boss and they need to take it to a meeting. That's really important. And also maybe you're the one that's creating all those beautiful event PowerPoint slides, your sponsor logos, your introduction slides, your morning tea slides, for example. So what I want you to do is once you've got your PowerPoint presentation created, you can export each of those slides as individual images or JPEGs. Once you've got those exported or downloaded, what you want to do is create a new PowerPoint presentation and insert those images as the background to each slide. Now, why do I want you to do this? Is because sometimes you're working on a computer that's got different fonts. Maybe your corporate branding or your corporate logos and things like that are in a bit of a unique font or your own style of font. Maybe the computers where you're going to be presenting, they may not have the latest software, or maybe you don't have the latest software, whereas venues usually do. So by exporting it as an image and then re-importing it into a PowerPoint, it means that nothing can change on that slide because it's an image. How amazing is that? You know that your slides are going to be created with the integrity that you wanted them to, with the branding you intended, and you're not loading up a presentation and going, oh my gosh, my fonts are all different, and when your fonts are different, sizes change, everything moves around your slide. So here's my tips: save yourself the time, take an extra 10-15 minutes to export as images and then pull them back in. Of course, take your original presentation with you in case you want to make a couple of tweaks, but when you're working with images and JPEGs on a screen in high resolution, and make sure we're exporting them in high resolution so that they're beautiful and succinct and clear on those screens. So when you're doing this, then your fonts aren't going to be all over the place. Now, yes, you can absolutely ask your guest speakers to be doing the same, sending you their presentation once they've downloaded the images into JPEGs. Now, they may or they may not do this, but if you get their presentation early enough, then maybe this is something you can do for them, again, to save yourself the stress on the day. Now, a quick side note here, if your PowerPoint presentation does have animation to it, so you know how you can make things appear on screen or things fly in from here. Say, for example, you have maybe 3 dot points. So dot point number 1 comes in first on the screen, and then you've got a second point that flies into the screen on dot point 2. So you can absolutely do this when you're creating images. It just means that in standard PowerPoint, when you're doing animations, this would all happen on one slide. But what you could do is have slide number 1 as dot point 1, and then duplicate that slide and then have dot point 2 appear on the second slide. So you can still export these as images, and it's still a mouse click to get that animation, that transition coming in, but it's still in images that can't move around, that can't change fonts on you. I really hope this episode has been super helpful. It's the way that I create all of my presentations whenever I'm going anywhere to present, as well as all of our event PowerPoint slides as well. So we know when we turn up to a venue, our PowerPoint slides are going to appear on screen exactly the way we intended them to. Have you had any success with this? I would love to hear your thoughts on how you're doing PowerPoint presentations. Do you export them as images? Are we the only ones doing it? I'm sure we're not. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to catching you on the next episode of Event Ninja News.